Have you ever seen a great white shark? Maybe in a movie, a documentary, or if you're really lucky, in the wild? For most people, the first thing that comes to mind is that iconic, terrifying music from Jaws. These animals have a reputation for being mindless monsters of the deep, but is that really the whole story? What if I told you that these incredible predators are not villains, but vital guardians of our oceans? Today we're diving deep, past the myths and the fear, to uncover the truth about great white sharks and why the health of our entire planet depends on them. Stick around, because you're about to see this legendary animal in a whole new light. So let's talk about the ocean's ecosystem. Think of it as a giant, intricate web where every single strand is connected. If you pull one strand, the whole web shakes. Great white sharks sit at the very top of this web. They are what we call an apex predator. This doesn't mean they're bullies. It means they have a crucial job, keeping the entire system in balance. They are the ultimate managers of the ocean, ensuring no single species becomes too dominant and wrecks the whole neighborhood. Without them, things would get chaotic fast. How exactly do they do this? One of their main roles is to prey on large marine mammals like seals and sea lions. Now I know that sounds a bit harsh, but by hunting these animals, sharks naturally target the weak, the old, or the sick. This is nature's way of performing quality control. It keeps the seal and sea lion populations healthy and strong, preventing the spread of diseases. It's a tough job, but it's essential for the long-term survival of those very species. It ensures that only the strongest genes are passed on, making the entire population more resilient. But their influence doesn't stop there. The presence of great whites changes the behavior of their prey in a phenomenon known as the ecology of fear. Seals and sea lions can't just lounge around and eat all day wherever they want. They have to be smart, they have to be careful, avoid certain areas where sharks are known to hunt. This is incredibly important because it prevents them from overgrazing in one spot. Think about it. If seals could eat all the fish and kelp in a certain reef without any fear, that reef would be decimated. The sharks, just by being there, protect these delicate habitats like seagrass beds and kelp forests, which are nurseries for countless other fish and marine creatures. Let's imagine for a moment a world without great white sharks. It might seem safer for a swim, but the ocean would be in serious trouble. First, the populations of their primary prey, like seals, would explode. With no natural predators to keep them in check, they would consume vast quantities of fish. This would lead to a crash in fish populations, which in turn affects everything else down the food chain, including the seabirds that rely on those fish. The commercial fishing industries that so many people depend on for their livelihoods would also suffer immensely. It's a domino effect, and it all starts with the removal of that one key player at the top. The ecological ripple effect would be devastating. Without the ecology of fear, those overgrown seal populations would overgraze sensitive coastal habitats. Kelp forests, which are like the rainforests of the sea, would disappear. These forests provide food and shelter for thousands of species and absorb huge amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Their destruction would mean a massive loss of biodiversity and would even impact our climate. The ocean would become a less stable, less resilient, and much emptier place. The balance would be broken, and the consequences would be felt across the entire globe. Sadly, this isn't just a hypothetical scenario. Great white sharks are in real danger. They're listed as a vulnerable species, which is just one step away from being endangered. The biggest threats they face all come from us, from humans. One of the main culprits is overfishing. Sharks often get caught by accident in nets and on lines that are meant for other fish, a problem known as bycatch. Because sharks grow slowly and have very few young, their populations simply can't recover quickly from this kind of pressure. Every shark lost is a huge blow to the species. Another major threat is the illegal trade of shark fins for shark fin soup, a delicacy in some cultures. This brutal practice is incredibly wasteful and cruel. There's also habitat degradation and pollution. As our coastlines become more developed and polluted, the sharks' hunting grounds and nursery areas are destroyed. And finally, there's the lingering fear and misunderstanding. For years, they've been hunted for sport or in misguided attempts to make beaches safer, even though shark attacks on humans are incredibly rare. To put it in perspective, you're more likely to be injured by a coconut falling from a tree. So what can we do? It might feel like a huge problem, but we can all be part of the solution. First, education is key. By learning about the true nature of great whites and sharing that knowledge, you can help change the narrative from fear to fascination. When people understand their importance, they're more likely to support conservation efforts. Support organizations that are dedicated to shark research and protection. They're on the front lines, tagging sharks to study their behavior, pushing for stronger fishing regulations, and working to establish marine protected areas where sharks can thrive. On a personal level, think about your consumer choices. Choose sustainably sourced seafood. There are apps and guides that can help you know which fish are caught in ways that do unharm sharks and other marine life. Reduce your use of single-use plastics, because a lot of that plastic ends up in the ocean, harming marine animals and their habitats. And if you live near the coast, participate in beach cleanups. Every little bit helps. Most importantly, use your voice. Support policies and politicians who prioritize ocean health and conservation. The great white shark is not a monster. It's a master of its environment, a guardian of the ocean's balance, and an animal that has been swimming in our seas since before the dinosaurs. They are a symbol of a wild and healthy ocean. Protecting them isn't just about saving a single species. It's about saving the entire marine ecosystem that we all depend on. The next time you see a picture of a great white, I hope you don't just see teeth. I hope you see a vital, magnificent creature that deserves our respect, our admiration, and our protection. Thank you so much for watching and for taking the time to learn about these incredible animals. If you found this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into our amazing natural world. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Let me know in the comments what you think about great white sharks. Have you changed your mind about them? Love to hear from you. See you next time.